The last couple of years have been mind-bending. AI generated music has taken off. We've seen AI generated video make immense progress. AI generated vocals are sounding really good these days, really authentic. But today, I want to introduce you to something groundbreaking. AI powered instruments. Ace Studio now offers an AI violin player that creates realistic violin performances from MIDI, sounding like a human player. No need for huge sample libraries, it's cloud-based, saving storage and speeding up your workflow. This new feature works by analyzing incoming MIDI, and then it uses AI to mimic human nuance. So that process is pretty simple. You create an instrument track here, and then you go up to AI instruments and you add your violin of choice. You can also build ensembles inside of each instrument. Stay till the end of the video so I can show you what that looks like. But for now, let's compare traditional sample libraries to AI-powered instruments. In this example, I'll take a Bach fugue and I will drag it into Ace Studios. Let's take a listen. That sounds pretty incredible. Let's go ahead and do that with a traditional sample library. Okay, I've done my best to compare apples to apples. Let's drop the BPM to 78. All right, let's take a listen. So it's obviously a very different experience. To the untrained ear, you can't necessarily explain it, but the other one just sounds better. And some of you may be arguing, well, that's because you're using stock instruments. Well, let me go ahead and recall some really good sounding stuff. So here is a very high-end string library. I'm not going to tell you which one. It's definitely over $500 without all of the articulation switches, without all of the work necessary to get it to sound phenomenal. It's just not quite there yet. Okay, it's definitely a step above, as I said. But in terms of maximum efficiency, Ace Studios wins the day. So you can hear the difference, right? The AI-powered instrument just sounds more realistic, and it does this without using traditional key switches and without using articulation switches. So how does it actually do it? So as I mentioned before, the MIDI data is going to shape the expressiveness. To get different bowings and whatnot, we're going to have to adjust the MIDI note lengths as of right now. This is in beta, so expression controls are coming soon. But the way it's working as of today, to get different bowings, you have to adjust the MIDI note lengths. Short notes are going to trigger bowing such as spiccato, staccato. longer connected notes often suggest legato. Now, when we do get those expression controls, we're going to be able to vary velocity and dynamics. The higher the velocities are going to create more accented, aggressive attacks. The lower velocities will then potentially yield softer and smoother sounds. So again, you don't have to select articulations directly the way you do with sample-based stringed instruments. Instead, you suggest them through the MIDI that you either drag in and program, or you can actually record this in yourself. If you've spent any time programming strings, you know what an absolute hassle it is. Believe me, it pains me to know that I've spent so many hours trying to get sample-based instruments to sound realistic, and this does it so quickly. We can get there faster now. Let's listen to a pizzicato idea. So let's say you wanted these to sound a little bit different. Let's extend those out. Let's play that out. Okay, and let's check out the final example right here. If I wanted to change the tone of this specific violin, I can go into this section here, maybe lower it a little bit, pan it left to right. We can use a spread control or an offset. But if I go into this effects tab, I can simply apply a 3-band EQ, maybe a little bit more or less reverb. If you're getting a little bit too much of the high end, you can DS here. Let's try that out. Cool, let me turn off the effects. Sounds like this. So there's a lot of customization as it stands, but as I said, in the next couple of weeks/months, this is going to be a really robust instrument, guaranteed. So I'd like to show you the ensemble feature, which I thought was really impressive. I can't wait till they start bringing out violas and cellos and double basses. But for now, let's go ahead and listen to this. You guys know I've been on a Beatles kick as of late, so here we go. Okay, so that already sounds good, but we know that this song is going to require more strings. So let's go ahead and drag in a partner right here. Fantastic. I'll create a little bit more of a spread, a little bit more of an offset, and then I will drag in a third stringed instrument right here. I'll add just a little bit of reverb. Okay, let's check out the string ensemble. So this is a super important feature if you're really trying to get stringed instruments to sound realistic. In an ensemble, nobody plays perfectly, and so when you're trying to mimic an orchestra with sample-based instruments, sample-based libraries, it's next to impossible. I mean, it is a cool sound, don't get me wrong, but this is a niche instrument for certain people. Who am I talking about exactly? Composers that would like a realistic violin performance or perhaps a small string ensemble. I think this is a phenomenal tool for producers looking for a violin to cut through the mix. And then if you're a hobbyist and you're just trying to learn a little bit more about how instruments work, I think this is also a great tool in your back pocket. So as far as the price points, Ace Studio does offer two ways to have this product. You can buy it outright. There's the Artist Package, the Artist Pro. All of the details are on the website. And you can also rent to own it. So if you rent it for 2 years, after that period, you yourself can own the product And for a limited time, these products offer a 100% money back guarantee. It says here to email support and you can get your money back within 48 hours if you are not happy with the product. So I'm going to wrap this video by telling you about my experience. I love the product. I think it sounds ultra realistic, and I think if you need a realistic sounding violin, I don't think there's anything better out in the market. These are definitely exciting times. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. What do you think of AI powered instruments, and have you used Ace Studio? If you have, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you much. God bless. Bye.